Two Bears in a Cave, August 13th, on a Monday.
There's 3 bears in this cave today.
Oh yeah, it's just bears in a cave, not 2 bears in a cave.
We lied.
We're not fucking each other. This is Dirtbag, starting it off, the rare start off for Dirtbag.
This is Cub Scout.
And Juicy.
We're missing a normal part of this, and we want to touch on something before we get into it. Sorry for any hurt feelings, or we had a podcast not go so well the night after some of those drunken regrets. Shit smoothed over, it's all good, and we're just going to keep doing all what we do, and hopefully somebody listens to the shit.
It may be better that we kind of transition from talking about our personal experiences, and stories like these motherfuckers know us. You know, it's probably not the best content where we're like, I don't know who Freckle Dick is. Like, I don't give a shit.
Right. You will continue to hear fucked up stories from me, about me, and I'll just leave other people out of them. That's just the way I'm going to do it. Because I think some of the shit that happens to me is too interesting not to tell anyone. And I've been holding that shit back for so fucking long that I want to put it out in the fucking ether and let people soak it up. You know, if they like it, they like it. If they don't, fuck them.
And they don't have to listen to it.
That's true.
And they're not.
But please do. Tell your friends. Just don't tell your mom.
Or tell your mom.
Or tell your friend's mom.
Yep. And have them two get together. Do some steamy mom on mom.
So, really what we wanted to talk about tonight, and actually it was kind of we were scheduled to podcast tonight, and we got canceled because, there's so much, shit going on with our last podcast. We just kind of decided last minute.
Let's be honest, we were going to tell everyone about all our friends' sex lives that they have talked about and describe all our friends' penises and their wives' vaginas. But since we got in trouble...
And butts.
Yeah, and butts. But since we got in trouble for minor stuff, we're not going to talk about any of that now. So you won't hear me describing the grotesque vaginas of all my friends.
I'm a sad Juicy for it now.
So really, what we scrounged together tonight was just yesterday and today. A lot of the things we were talking about were just things that kind of bother us, and so that's kind of the topic for tonight. Is just really to kick it off is just our annoyances, our personal annoyances, and our pet peeves. I know Dirtbag had one you mentioned a moment ago, so I'm gonna kind of fill you in on that.
Well, mine, like a lot of people will notice this, and everyone always says you're the first motherfucker here, which might be someone else's annoyance. That there's fucking Dirtbag, just always pulling up a little bit early. But I'm fucking that way, man. I've always been on time. I don't know why. It hasn't really helped me out in life. A lot of the times I just feel like I'm a burden until other people get there. But it's what I do, man. For the past 8 years since I've been out of high school, I'm used to waking up at 4:30 in the morning, punching the time clock, getting to the fucking grind. So I'm on this crazy schedule. And now I have a 2.5-year-old and a wife who's on a very, stringent schedule. So, I'm Papa Bear, and Papa Bear is always on time.
Handling business.
Yeah, you just got to. So, it doesn't make me angry at people, but it does kind of irk me a little bit. You've heard a podcast start, and then a couple people show up, 22 minutes later, and Juicy's here, but it's not his fault. And I'm not going to blame the other one either, because he's got certain
priorities.
We'll call them priorities. I was going to say addictions, but priorities is a much better word. And I love you, Bubba. I love you, JBL. But the dude isn't very poignant.
Well, no. Here's the thing about JBL, dude. He's got to look fly when he leaves the house, and that's his mentality. And no joke, we'll be going to Taco Bell or just something fucking silly. Just don't need to get ready for it, really. Just throw on some flip-flops. Let's do this. And his first thing is to walk around the house and get ready, whether it be his hair or shaving or...
Makeup.
Yeah, I'm sure he has makeup, too. Powders his balls. He's got to go get his Johnny Depp bracelets.
I get it, man. Like I said, I understand it. It doesn't make me mad at him. It's just,
Oh, I think I want to wear... Should I wear this belt with these shoes? Or carry this Gat with these fluffy slippers?
Should I wear this Fall Out Boy hat or this Fall Out Boy hat?
And, and that's his thing, though. He's always been, the stylish one of the group. He's always, wanted to... I guess the word would be metro, but, kind of in a more rocker sort of way. But yeah, he's very conscious about that, and it tends to make him late. That and video games. He's a big gamer, and honestly, like it doesn't matter what game it is. Like I can't best him on a regular basis at any video game. He can be the dumbest shit ever, and he's just amazing at it. And that kind of takes up some of his time too. And not only that, he's got a daughter that he does take care of. He's a wonderful dad.
Yeah.
And she's 5 years old, and believe me, that girl is a demon handful.
I'm JBL's roommate, Juicy, and I can vouch for that.
I like how you raised your hand. Did everyone see that?
Yeah.
All right, good.
But hey, it raised the look. See, look. See, yeah, there we go. You can actually hear me now.
Yeah, so many times we've actually had to edit Juicy out. That's actually one of my, I wouldn't say, annoyances would be a good word. I mean, it's not something that really drives me nuts, but like there's been a lot of good material that Juicy has said, and I haven't.
And then people talk over him and interrupt him like
That's
this
exactly
right
what it is.
now, like this. I'm bad at that, and I apologize.
We
It's all
try
right, Papa Bear.
Yeah, and we all have the same brain. We try to finish each other's thoughts and make it just that little bit more funny. But with Juicy, it's just, I feel so bad because I go back and listen to our podcast and I hear him start to say a thought or list something and then some fucking asshole, usually me actually, it's most of the time me, just interrupting him because I don't hear him talking. Like, so hopefully the audio is going to be a little bit better.
I've always been soft-spoken though. That's my pet peeve.
It's funny. It's scientifically proven that if you get rammed in the ass that many times, you do get a softer voice.
Oh.
Yep. Especially by
Well,
black
that would
dudes.
explain it.
Black dudes' cocks go all the way up through your colon to your voice box.
True.
And then slowly, like sandpaper, rub it down to where no one can hear you anymore. You're almost inaudible.
Yeah. So if you guys don't hear Juicy on this podcast, it's because he's getting rammed in the ass by black men.
By my black cock.
Yeah.
My black bear cock.
In my cave.
Wait, black bears are pussies.
Yeah.
By my brown
Papa bear?
grizzly cock.
Grizzly.
Or my extremely white polar bear cock.
I'd have called you a teddy bear. But like one of those big ones you get for your girlfriend that's obnoxious and it's on Valentine's Day. One of those ones.
But part of this, to go back, I've been called polar bear by a good friend of mine. His name was Francisco Aguilera. And
Oh.
rest in peace, man. He was a good dude. He died in a
Toucan.
horrible car wreck on the way,
Old Homeland.
Old Homeland Road, hit a tree. But I used to call him dirty little spick, even though that's racist and he's Mexican. He got it because he called me polar bear because I was just big and white. Love that dude. So that kind of morphed into me thinking about dudes and their friends being bears in a cave. I don't know, some fucked up
Yeah, I remember
transition.
that. He died young, man. That was awful. That was a really big...
But sweetheart, dude.
Yeah.
Really cool dude. I don't know. There's not enough good things I could say about the guy, man.
His heart was just bigger than he was.
Yeah,
It
he was
bigger
a tiny
than
little
the
kid.
giant heart that's on this teddy bear's belly at Valentine's Day.
Yeah. That I got for my wife from 7-Eleven because I completely fucking forgot to buy her any goddamn thing. Sorry, baby. Love you. But it doesn't help that Valentine's Day and your birthday are fucking 1 week apart, and I'm broke.
Well, it's like having your birthday a week before Christmas. Or
My
after.
son's birthday is on fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
That's horrible for the
Oh
kid.
man.
He's turning 3 this year? Yeah.
Wow.
He's growing up fast.
When he was born, I had a Lamb of God sign.
Mhm.
So on the day he was born, we took him home. I held the sign up above his head because it was Christmas Day. Behold the Lamb of God. Pretty sure all our Christian listeners out there, which will be 0.
Free Randy Blythe.
Yeah. Yeah, free Randy Blythe. That's another annoyance or pet peeve of mine. Are dumb fucking laws set in place by bureaucracies just for cash. Because that's a bullshit situation. It happens so much here, but then it takes something happening overseas for us to realize that the whole system that we live under is fucked up. And this poor dude paid his bail, a $200,000 bail, and then afterwards they say, oh, fuck it, you're still staying in jail. And that poor guy's stuck over there, man. We love you, dude. We love your music. You've been an inspiration to all of us.
Fact.
Free Randy fucking Blythe. D. Randall fucking Blythe.
I mean, whatever happened to, like, the good laws, like, where people with powder wigs made the rules. No, and what's funny is, like, you look at a lot of that shit, and a lot of it was to protect your rights as a free American, and a lot of it was to protect other people from you just being just a blatant asshole.
Well, a lot of the powder wig shit came before America, and then some extremely greedy, racist motherfuckers decided that wasn't good enough, so let's go rape, pillage, and murder a bunch of brown people and steal their continent.
Seriously, Genghis Khan, you are a son of a bitch. Oh my god, I can't believe you did that shit. Here in America, we never did shit like that.
Genghis Khan hated yellow people.
That's a light shade of brown. Like if you're looking at the color spectrum and the color wheel, What was that museum we went to? It was like the Kid Adventure. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
What's that called?
It's downtown. It's
Downtown Lakeland.
Yeah, some children's museum. Something children's museum. It's sponsored and it's gross. Because it's sponsored by so many giant corporations and local corporations.
Banks and grocery stores.
A lot of it pushes the grocery stores and the television stations and the banks and even creationism at certain points on poor unsuspecting kids just because they think it's fun to play around here. And that might have been the most boring birthday party I've ever went to, even though there was all that shit around.
What was it for, like a 7-year-old?
Yeah, but still, I mean...
Oh, no, it was for, no, he was turning 4.
It was for Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
That is an awesome kid.
I agree.
And the funny is, like, I have a completely different opinion about that day. I had a wonderful time. I had a lot of fun. I learned things.
You sat there and played with, like, fucking... I don't even know the name, like Tinker Toys or some shit, and made a dinosaur.
I did.
Tinker Toys.
I did. I'll post that in this podcast.
So that was fun.
I had a great time.
Wait till your birthday, man. $20 at Toys R Us, you'll be fucking jerking me off.
Even more. To finish that thought, even more.
I'll make you some homemade Lincoln Logs.
That was definitely a poop reference. But you gotta go. You have to get in there, and you gotta make the notches for me.
Whatever. Rubber glove, I'll just press my finger. I'll pre-make you a fucking Lincoln log cabin out of it. I don't know where I'm going to get the green roof from, but I'll figure something fucking out.
I ran into someone else's annoyance over the weekend. I've been seeing this chick. She's a wonderful chick, really funny, good-hearted person, and like really dig her. So I was like, I'm really comfortable around this girl. I'm gonna tell her this story. So I was like, hey, guess what? I got you a gift. And she's like, oh yeah, what is it? And I farted, and it was a gross fart. It was nasty. It was wet. And we were laying in bed together. Like it was like first thing in the morning. And she was like really excited to hear what I had to give her. Like, what did I get for her? Like she thought
you built it up too much.
I really did. I hyped it up. She's like, what'd you get me?
That's one of those things where you just say, hey, guess what, and then do it. You can't build it up
or
like
fake
it's
a
a
sneeze.
gift.
Like
yeah.
So I proceeded to fart. It was incredibly disgusting. I was kind of like disgusted myself. And then the second after it happens, I'm waiting for her to laugh or to say something. Nothing. She doesn't say anything.
Oh, that's the worst.
She doesn't laugh. She doesn't even have like a disgusted look on her face. It's just like
it's very stern.
Yeah, no, not even just that. It was just indifferent. That was the look on her face.
Oh, that's the worst.
Like she didn't know how to feel about it, and I was like, so I had to ask her, like, hey, that's funny. And she's like, and her response was, no, I don't think farts are funny.
Oh.
And then turned over. I was like, man.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in you. God, that's the worst.
And I'm a farter. I'm not even going to try to lie.
No shit.
I'm a farter. I'm a man. I eat a lot of protein and red meats and really spicy shit, so usually it's kind of wet and very girthy.
My wife, Nugget, thinks it's funny 45% of the time. The other time she's like, ew, you sick asshole. But that 45% of the time where she'll giggle or smile or something, that's enough for me. But to hear crickets... I don't know, man.
No, it was crickets like she didn't hear it. Like it was just like she was trying to just let the situation pass and it was just super awkward. And
at least it didn't come during the act of sex or something, where you just couldn't hold it anymore. And you're like,
I've never farted during sex.
Really?
Never.
I have numerous
times. Not audibly. I've never audibly farted.
I might have. I just don't remember.
That's just saying I have.
Maybe I should ask.
It's been like what 3 or 4 times having sex now with you?
Yeah, we had it once. I peed in her butt, had a kid. And then the other 2 times, or her explaining to me that I'm not supposed to pee in her butt. So then I was completely confused. So yeah, it's like trying to watch a monkey fuck a football. It doesn't work.
Still doable.
It's doable, but it takes a lot of
Now when you paint,
it's some really crude, fucked up shit.
Like how is the monkey having sex with a football? Like is he like just fucking like the pointy part, or is it rubbing across the laces? Or humping it like a dog humping a leg?
Ah, that's a good question, man. I've never seen a monkey fuck a football.
Does
It's
he-
just a really bad fucking analogy that you're taking way too far. You
My-
should have let it die with the... Never mind, I was going to go really Holocaust on you guys.
My question is, would it be a Nerf football?
Whew. Hopefully no one puts 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, hopefully I wasn't talking about killing a bunch of Jews right there.
Of course not. We're not.
Sorry to all the Jewish listeners, which by my tally, 0.
Oh my god.
But I love Jews. I love movies, so I love Jews.
That's a fact.
Take that, Mel Gibson.
God bless Ben Stiller. Speaking of that, I just watched Mystery Men the other day. That was a good relive.
What
Like,
a cast.
It really did.
Yeah.
What
Eddie
a
Izzard,
cast.
Paul, was it Rubin, the Pee Wee Herman guy?
Yeah. Janine Garofalo.
Yeah, Janine Garofalo. It had, what's his face? William H.
Hank-
Macy.
What?
Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria, yeah. I like that dude, man. He's a good character actor.
And
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear. His character was
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
He played Captain Amazing, which was amazing.
Good flick.
Dan Cook was in it for a minute. He played the Waffle Man when they're doing the introductions.
That's where you lose me. Just kidding, Dane. God, learn to take a joke, buddy.
Yeah, seriously. Another thing that really bothers me, this is something that I'm not really shy about saying either, like in a dating atmosphere or if you're hanging out with a girl and she's fucking glued to her phone, like there's nothing better to be doing.
Oh,
Yeah, worse.
it's not even just dating atmosphere for me. It's I'm only 27, but maybe I'll sound like an old man. But fuck, like Leah, Nugget and I were at a movie theater the other day, and we're talking, discussing the movie we're about to watch. It's not on yet. The previews haven't started, and we're both young and vibrant. You know, late 20s, early 30s. You know, that's the fucking new 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And we look around, and there are anywhere from 16-year-olds all the way up to 50-year-old couples. And none of them are engaging in conversation. None of them could care less who the fuck was sitting next to them, even though they're married or dating. They're both male and female were sitting next to each other like neither of them existed. Texting or checking their fucking Facebook or some shit like that. It makes me goddamn crazy.
I'm a slave to it on my personal time. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm just sitting around, I'm always on my phone.
Right, but if you're on a
Yeah.
date, if you're on a date, hey, let's talk about it. Our
Airplane
lives.
mode.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Airplane
let's
mode.
talk about what we did today, or how about you fill me in on the fact that you don't think farts are funny, or just talk. Let's talk
So,
about
you know,
ourselves.
One are motherfuckers, so that way
Yeah.
I'm not making an ass out of myself, farting your clean sheet.
Yeah, let's not worry about our fucking Facebook updates, our status updates, our fucking Twitter feed.
Instagram, Tumblr, all those.
You know, there's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much.
Well, it's just like the other night I went to a party to a good friend's house that I've seen since fucking high school. I ran into him at Sharky's about a month ago.
I know who you're talking about. You
Yeah.
you had a post on your Facebook. Anyways,
Yeah, anyways,
irrelevant.
I get there and I you know, because I drove, so I only had 2 beers that night, and that's pretty much the night I said I was going to stop drinking because people were acting a fool, but...
To let you people know, it didn't fucking work.
Yeah, he's already one shot in and almost done with his second beer.
I'm quitting eventually.
It's a slow process.
When I die,
Yeah.
Obama, you can pry
He's
my
cutting-
you can pry my beer out of your cold dead hands. You.
But going back to the being on the phone thing, that was just a major thing because a couple, people were showing up, and then a couple girls were like, "Oh, this party's boring," blah blah blah. They were on their phone since they walked through the fucking door.
And that's why people won't have a good time, is because they don't envelop the party atmosphere. They just they're in their own little bubble, in their own little world.
There's some weird shit to be said about, and this is gonna sound super corny, the movie The Matrix. If you take it literally, yeah, it's a fucking movie. But if you take it metaphorically, it's like they're talking about the push toward the singularity, where your phone has almost become an extension of your goddamn hand. And it's gross, dude. You're letting shit that man created dictate your whole life, and it's creepy, dude. It's some, crazy Terminator 2 shit.
Yeah.
And it's beyond that, dude. It seems like it was created for another distraction, to keep people's minds off real issues. Like, people would rather check their Facebook or do any of that or watch American Idol instead of, deconstructing their own personal self and realizing how they can make their lives better or make someone else happy, I don't know, it's creepy to me. And I grew up in it, man. This is my era. I'm the fucking MySpace generation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, all of that shit, it works against my sensibility and who I am. So much so that I deleted my Facebook. I can't do it, man.
I was actually very close, and I didn't want to be totally disconnected because I still have shit that I want to say that I want it recorded, down, published somewhere. So I started a Twitter. Man, I fucking hate that website too.
It's different. It's so much as the Facebook is, hey, friends, look at me. Twitter is that's celebrities' way of going, hey, world, look at me. It's pretty gross. It's just self-aggrandizing, nonsensical post after self-aggrandizing, nonsensical post.
I wish it was. I wish it was more like towards like updates, not necessarily like where people get on there and they tweet about something fucking no one cares about. And that was my point with Facebook, and that's another annoyance I have is I've actually cleaned out my Facebook a couple times. I have close to, if not more than 400 friends now. And I know every one of them in person except for maybe like 2 or 3, and they're people I've met in passing or know from video games or whatever, like playing online games. And I can't see, like, on a multiple times a day basis, I can't see why girls are constantly, I did it again. I always attract the fucking shitheads, blah, blah.
Like, we get it. I seen that shit last week or the week before.
Call your mom, text your mom, do something. That's mom conversation.
That's when I broke down. I was around 180 something friends, and that's after I cleaned it up. And I started going through these fuckers and then looking at their posts and realizing the people that I want to talk to or the people I want to be able to get a hold of me, they know how to fucking do it without this goddamn website. And I know I'm different and I've always been a rebel or whatever. You can say what you want. But I've got more important shit to fucking do, man. I don't want to be glued to that shit. I can't. I'm worried about my fucking kid's real life status update. Oh, he made Steaky in the potty tonight. I'm more worried about that shit when I know there's people out there that are checking their Facebook instead of paying attention to their goddamn kid. Or something else that might be important. Bettering themselves, a promotion, school, anything.
When you look at what Facebook actually brings to the table is, just like it says, it's a social network. And people get in relationships and they get divorced and out of relationships because they have sketchy fucking conversations on Facebook, and it's just, there's no trust because all your business is out in the open. And I've always been an advocate of saying, like, if I was in a really serious relationship, it's something I'd either share Facebook or just delete, because I don't need it anymore. Like,
right.
I don't need to keep in contact with these people who might put my relationship in jeopardy, and that's
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason it's not the only reason, but like the main reason is just because I've caught up with so many old friends.
Yeah, and Facebook. You're a single dude out there trying to sling dick.
Well, even, yeah, of course. But,
chewing bubblegum, slinging dick.
Yeah, for y'all didn't see that, I was doing pull the gum out of my mouth and twirling it like a dumb blonde would.
I'm pretty sure they saw it.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they saw it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but even when I was in a relationship, I caught up with old friends, and even old gal pals and shit. And that's when drama would fucking start.
Oh, yeah, shit'll take a turn, man.
Who's this? Oh, it's just a friend from the past I went to high school with before I even fucking knew you.
And then by them saying, who's this, you start looking at their shit just to automatically get back at them. It's like, wait a second, who the fuck is this? You want to talk shit to me, blah, blah, blah. It's not worth it at the end of the day. And I understand why people have it. I'm not hating on everyone that has it. I get it.
Oh, yeah, because all you fuckers listening have it, most likely.
Yeah.
And thank you for liking our Facebook page.
2 out of 3 people here have it. I get it.
Yep,
I understand
literally.
it. I had one, and I can't talk shit. But damn, man, I'm married. It doesn't fucking mean a goddamn thing to me anymore. I wish it was out in high school.
Well, actually,
I had a lot more fun with it. I was on Stinky Live Journal.
Yeah, I was about to fucking bring that up, like that journal and live journal.
We, me and a couple of my friends, Juicy included, we had a stalker on Live Journal.
Mind games.
Yeah, it was Mind Games something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it was like stalking us, liking all our posts and commenting on our posts about morality of our situations, and we're 14,
It's
15.
some 40-year-old dude.
It was my mom.
Oh no shit.
Was it really?
It was my mom.
Holy.
And that story broke like about 3 or 4 years later, like after I graduated high school. Mom was like, for some reason we were sitting around talking about it. Mom was like, yeah, that was me. And I'm like, what a fucking sneaky sir.
Oh, wow. I think
Your
I made
mom
the
was
note
trolling
there.
before there were trolls, bro. She
It's true.
created fucking trolling.
She did. My mom. My mom was the original troll. That picture, the troll face is actually her.
Not a single fuck was given.
Jeez, man. Wow.
You know, just to segue into other people's opinions about their annoyances or pet peeves. You got anything on the front of your mind?
Let me preface this by saying, Juicy might be one of the easiest going fucking dudes on the planet.
Fact.
So if he's got a pet peeve or an annoyance, it's really got to fucking tickle his,
Taint.
Yeah. With sandpaper.
My main big is burping while I'm trying to make a statement. No. It's seriously, it's dumb females. It really is. And
So females.
well, yeah, females. In a generalistic kind of point of view. But
Way to segregate 50% of our audience.
But no,
We still love you,
Ella
Lola.
Rhino. Yeah, that's fucking the only one.
no. Well, my thing is, I love females way too fucking much. But it's those females that
Put it on a pedestal, though. You do.
Yeah, I
Put
do.
that pussy on a pedestal.
That's what it is.
Oh, the pussy.
Shot break.
Oh,
And you're too fucking nice.
yeah. That's my other pet peeve. All my pet peeves have to do with myself. Ain't that kind of fucked up?
It's funny because the majority of our pet peeves have to do with you too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But what it is like, and I'll reference back to what you were saying earlier about whatever you were saying, because I can't really remember.
Whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I did to you.
Yeah.
Whiskey. Not even good whiskey.
I wouldn't say it's bad whiskey. That's actually, for what it is and the price you pay for it, that's amazing whiskey.
Yeah, but it's not good whiskey.
Shout out to Boop Whiskey, and we love you.
I wonder what are the rules? Can I say?
What are they gonna do? Sue you for?
Well, we're not as long as you're not making a profit off this, you can say whatever.
Yeah.
I actually never want to make a profit off the actual recordings.
All right.
So
No, if Seagrams decided to give me money for saying Seagrams over and over again, I'll sell out just like Michael Bay and fucking Transformers did.
Yep.
But I don't see how anyone could get mad by you saying I drink Seagram's whiskey or I drink, Big Flats premium lager.
getting fat asses
And that-
drunk.
Bush Light.
Yeah.
Bud Light
1902.
Lime.
Was
And premium lager is on the can, but I use that fucking term loosely because it's not
It's
premium
it's watery.
and it's not fucking lager.
It's a good beer though. Like if you're just looking to drink, to get beer in you.
$3.19 plus tax, a 6-pack.
Yeah. That's like
So even if it's bad beer, it's fucking good
that's like
beer.
40% the cost of any other 6-pack.
Yep. So yeah, I don't, and this is just me talking out of my ass, but it's not like we're being disparaging towards the product. We're saying, hey, here on Bearsinacave, we're drinking fucking Seagrams. So if they knew that, even 2 fucking people heard that and were like, wow, Seagrams,
Well, 2.5. Juicy's kind of skinny.
Yeah.
he is a skinny motherfucker.
And I like how you're always shirtless when we podcast, so we have to look at your fucking nipples. And you have very dark nipples.
Yeah.
And going back,
Or why? Well, dude, I get hot when I drink.
to him
I sweat
being
a lot.
such a sweet dude, he's got a broken heart tattooed on his heart.
He does.
Mystery tattoo.
It's a heart with a mystery lightning bolt, and pretty much it's just a single S from the SS Nazis.
Nazis, yeah, I was thinking the same fucking thing.
It's supposed to be like a lightning bolt kind of deal,
Either
but
that,
it's more
or
or
he's
less
only
like,
gotten fucking Paul Stanley done of his Kiss fucking tribute on his chest.
he's halfway there.
Funny
Living
story.
on a prayer, bro.
Funny story. It was, February 14th, 2006 at Atomic
Valentine's
Tattoos.
Day, you cunt.
Right there.
That was the year of the asshole. Why would you get that tattooed?
What
On
year?
the-
Oh,
2006, our New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
There was
it
like
was
5 of us who decided, you know what? We're tired of getting fucked over by girls because
Let's
we're
find
too
out.
nice and we don't like state our claim. Like we're kind of progressive. We let girls. Oh yeah, it's cool if you go get gangbanged by the fucking football team. We were like those guys. Yeah, I trust you. And
But that shit worked though. All of us.
yeah, 2006. Yeah,
Which
that's
is
not even
weird
alive.
because that's the same year I cast out a huge cunt out of my life. And then subsequently ended up
Yeah, you
meeting
did.
the
Yeah.
love of my life. So it's fucking, what a great year. 2, actually. 1 huge cunt that I dated for about a year and a half, and then 1 huge cunt from my past
Yeah.
That I don't even want to get into that shit. That tried to creep her way back in.
Yeah.
2006 was the year of the
I think that's a sensitive.
I think that shit was on the Chinese
It
calendar.
was, dude.
Like you got the year of the rat, the dragon, and 2006 was the year of the cunt.
It's just I don't know.
What's your spirit animal?
Mine's mine's the rat, I think. On the Chinese New Year thing.
I think mine's a tiger.
Squeak.
And you can't be a bear in a cave anymore. Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my. Getting back to that, it's either females that are too fucking young, or a female that's already involved in a relationship or married, and it's always been like that. But the fact of the matter is that they bitch about whoever they're with, or bitch about what y'all were saying about, oh, my guy's an asshole, blah blah blah, or this is the last time I've been fucked over by a guy, and like, well, quit trying to date assholes.
Right.
You know.
But then you're so nice that they use you as an outlet, and then end up being the asshole that they were talking shit about too.
Exactly.
Which is so fucked up. It's like they've been fucked over so much. Here comes the sweetest dude on the fucking planet, and then they want to dig their fucking heels into your goddamn heart. You know, God, walk all over you, man. It's fucked up, dude.
Well, honestly, if there's any guys out there going through the same problems like that, honestly, if you're just looking to get laid, that is a good way to meet girls. Just be an asshole to them. Pick out like a physical flaw.
Yep.
Joke on her nose or eyebrows or some shit like that, and no joke, that girl will fuck you that night.
But not hardcore.
Yeah,
just
like,
little subtle shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gotta be subtle. Yeah, you can't be hardcore. You can't do little Hitler on her and then like expect that shit to work.
Right.
Yeah,
you can't send her pictures of a dead
be
penis.
like, just go.
You just can't.
You want one of these?
Seriously, if you're at a bar one night, just scope out the girl crowd, pick one that you find one single flaw out. Go up there like, yeah, girl, you're pretty, except that fucking nose of yours, Jesus Christ, and then walk off.
That's not as subtle as like, you know, like, this actually worked for me once. It was actually 2006.
Twice.
I walked up to, like, I was like, you know, I'm gonna get the attention of the hottest girl in the bar, and no, I'm sorry, it was like 2007, 2008, because I was hanging out with the Air Force a lot, and he's like, man, I really want to dance with that girl. And I was like, go talk to her. And he's like, no, you know, getting all like blushy, a little bashful. Because this girl was like smoking hot. And she was on the dance floor just fucking tearing it up. And I was like, dude, you want me to go wingman it for you? And he's like, yeah, dude, go hook it up. I'm like, you know, this is some middle school shit, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, you're better at this than me. So I go up to her and I tap her on the shoulder and she turns around and looks at me. And I was like, oh, God, never mind. And I walked away. And like the girl kept looking at me. She was like talking to me to her friends. And her friends like, you know, why were you mean to my friend? I was like, I wasn't mean to her. I just tapped her on the shoulder, and then she looked at me, and I said, never mind.
Yep.
And she's like, well, why'd you say it like that? And I was like, because I wanted to kind of dance with the best-looking girl in the bar, and in fact, I tapped on the wrong girl's shoulder because I actually would really much rather dance with you. I was like, I got a friend over here. If your friend wants someone to dance with, and she's like, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I'll go tell her. So me and Air Force would just dance on these girls all night, dude. It was fucking amazing. And it was just funny because, like, I probably... and, like, the girl wasn't even really that attractive. It was just I was, you know, not really jumping on a grenade. I mean, she was cute. But
that was very slick, brother.
It was slick. Yeah, because I got my own little piece, pulled her friend away from her. And then, you know, Air Force was able to get in there and get that dance on.
Well, the thing is, your objective was met throughout all that, you know, so...
Yeah. There are an end to the means. Even though it was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, man, you can't argue with results, so, I mean, I honestly do believe that sometimes the ends do justify the means. Not in all situations, of course.
But some girls like that shit.
Yeah.
Some girls like to be put in their fucking place.
And they like to be validated, too.
But it's creepy. It's creepy to the point where it's like, you like to be put in your place so much. You like for me to be an asshole so much. The next step is you're going to want me to punch you in the mouth while we're having sex or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like you're fucking so broken that you want some sort of abuse. And then once you've tired of my verbal or just nonchalant dickishness, you're going to turn. You're going to want me to fucking... You either got some weird rape fantasy or... You know, girls are fucked.
I've already dialed the 9 and the 1, so I want you to come in the room and try to rape me before I get to the other one.
Well, all right.
If you get to the other one, bitch, there's going to be more than a rape fantasy, because before the cops get here, I'm fucking ruining your life because you just ruined mine. Because the cops are showing up.
And all they
Chances
hear is
are,
like you screaming in the background.
at this time in my life, there was probably pot in the room, and you probably said rape while you dialed the number.
Yeah,
Not knowing that even the rings they record on 911. So you're like, oh yeah, this rape fantasy. All they hear is rape, and they come fucking take me to jail.
Yeah.
So I'm bashing your fucking skull in.
Well, it started as a rape, but I didn't have sex with her. I just killed her. You know. So we dropped the rape charge. You know, that's all hearsay. You can't prove that. There's no seminal fluids in this girl's.
Well, there might be. It depends on what girl you're talking about.
Well, no, we pee in girls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Reference.
What is seminal fluid?
It's the FSU.
Florida State semen holes.
Pretty much, it's anyone that's ever been in the FSU frat and understands what that is.
Good. I hate those fucks.
That's a vernacular
Gators.
for semen, like when you refer to it as like fluid, right? Seminal fluids.
We also have a
It's
buddy who was a seaman.
seminal. You have to say
Yeah, Air
C.
Force. Air Force was a semen frat boy.
Oh yeah. I was talking about a seaman, like a dude who's been out on the boat.
Oh yeah, an actual semen.
Yeah, an actual seaman.
FYI, the deadliest catch is herpes.
26 miles off Alaskan Dutch Harbor, the lucky lady catches herpes. And crabs. What a night. They hauled it in.
Oh man, I had something great. I just forgot it.
That show was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was.
I went through the first 2 seasons. I was like, man, there's a lot of motherfuckers dying. Like, seriously. And these greenhorns, I don't know how they're fucking not dying. These guys are idiots. The best greenhorn I ever saw was in season 1. He was like a 17-year-old kid or 18-year-old kid, like, just fresh out of high school. He did an awesome job. And, like, they get, like, 40-year-old ex-Marines out there. Or I guess once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. But
Yeah,
you get out there and...
it's ex-Marines.
Yeah, and he's like struggling, just having a fucking difficult time with it. I'm like, that dude is jacked, and this fucking skinny, like 18-year-old kid is just pulling his weight like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
It's all on technique, man.
Yeah.
The same way you'll watch old UFCs before the weight class when they were just starting out,
Yeah,
and you'd see a little
and that shit was so rare to see. Like it would come on like
a
on
little
Sunday mornings too.
jiu-jitsu motherfucker, little tiny 155 pounder, choke out a 245 pounder.
Yeah, because there wasn't that weight class. You would have some fucking.
So there were
dude-
no dropping weights. Everyone was at the top of their fucking game. There wasn't the game that's played now, which is, you know, basically what they do in high school wrestling.
Or
Which
even
is,
boxing.
you know, they fucking shed weight for the weigh-in.
And then they eat up,
Yeah, the
taking
last
off their
day.
fucking underwear behind a curtain.
Yeah, the last day they're
Like,
feeding
like
themselves with IVs to get back up, you know, their fluids and shit.
Taking a shit. Yeah, dude.
No,
Like
people were fighting at their legit weight, so they weren't tired, they weren't lethargic, and you would have little jujitsu motherfuckers tapping out big, fat, fucking strong dudes, you know?
yeah. Dude, I remember they used to have like, whenever UFC, I don't know if it was UFC at the time when it first started, and that shit used to come out like 6 in the morning on Sunday mornings. Like it happened Saturday night, they'd air it first thing Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'd watch it, and there would be like some fucking sumo looking dudes, no joke, fucking
Yeah.
sumo panties, like wrestling like the skinniest fucking kickboxer, just.
Yeah. But you
Just
come
amazing,
in, man,
like just the
they'll
dynamic.
judo kick your fucking throat. It doesn't matter how big you are.
Shit hurts.
Yep. Funny story, man. Little kid, I'll call him Crow. He probably weighed $135, and I was around the 220, 230 range. Granted, I'm like 260 something now, but I was wearing medium shirts, fucking muscles showing. I mean, and we were at a Halloween party and we were fucking around, and this kid was a wrestler. And as big as I was, he was fucking 5'4", like I said, 130, 145 pounds. We were fucking around. I thought I was bad. He got me in this chokehold. And I was blacking the fuck out. Like this kid was about to clown me in front of everyone. So the only defense I had was to just drive my weight and everything I had down on the ground to him. And this was after, him just punking me out in front of everyone. So then I finally slam his fucking ass on the ground and then stick him once. And then he was done after that, because you got a big dude going down on a little dude. A big dude
hold on.
slamming down on a little dude.
I'm reaching for my cock right now. All right, go ahead.
With my shoulder in his gut, so he lost all his air. And I was so embarrassed that I just stuck his ass. And then he was fucking out. And then when I get up, after there was a 3-minute long fucking bout between us. 2 minutes and 30 seconds of it was him choking me out. I slam him down, punch him. Everyone else at the party looks at me like I'm the dickhead. Because it's like, this kid is little. It's like, yeah, I know, but you didn't see him kicking my ass for 2 minutes and 30 seconds? What the fuck?
That's a fucking fight, dude. Like, I think the longest I've ever been involved in a fight, and I've actually gone through, like, boxing training and sparring, and, like, different martial arts and different, under different people's tutelage for boxing. And it's something that I think that I personally am good at is fighting. Like, if I had to fight, you know, because, like, I honestly think I'm resilient to a lot of pain that a lot of people would just, like, really quiver to. And, like, dude, it's like dumb shit, like a fucking itches. Like, I can't stand itches, but like I can take like that sharp pain for a couple minutes.
I'm the same way, dude. I can take a shot. You can sit there and punch me in the fucking head all you want.
Yeah.
But the dude choked me. Got in a fight with a dude. I'll call him Hartbarger. Fuck, no one knows the dude. He moved up north. That was his last name. Doesn't fucking matter. And we became great friends after this, so it doesn't. Like
that's the funny thing about guys is like you'll hate a motherfucker, fight him, and have a whole new respect for him, or just not respect at all.
It doesn't matter. But about, I don't know, it was 6 months before I met my wife. The dude pushed me up against a fence, and we were wailing on each other, and it seemed like an eternity. I know it was only a couple minutes at the most, but it was just one of those stand up. You know, neither of us were making any fucking ground. The dude pushed me up against the fence, and then I turned on him. He broke a piece of the fence off, and I ended up with a board hanging from my head with a staple. And it's right on the top of my forehead. And so I've got a staple in my fucking head and a board hanging. And then we look at each other, and he just starts laughing. So then I just start fucking laughing, and we both kind of hit the floor, like, fuck. And it was after a long night of drinking and shit. And then we just ended up both laying on the floor, hurt, but laughing. And we were friends after that, man. But god damn, dude. Some people will take that extra step. They will break a board off a fence and hit you with it. That's why you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and that's funny, dirtbag. Like, it's... you just to finish my whole thought about the longest fight I've ever been in was 2 minutes long. Like, normally when I fight, it's... I'm not trying to brag on myself, but it's I get to the fucking point. Like, I'm not there to waste my time and be tired and sweaty.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I hate all that
definitely.
It was 2 minutes long.
I don't want you to come out to a fucking, you know, the Undertaker theme song.
Yeah.
I don't want you to walking down the aisle and all that.
We're not making a half-hour episode. I'm trying to get my fucking point across.
All that fluffy bullshit.
But it was 2 minutes, and we had actually been fighting a lot. It was my freshman year of high school, and like that was the whole. We touched on it before. With the rednecks versus the alt crowd, like the skaters, you know, freeze, metalheads, stuff like that, and versus the rednecks. And so I was like, you know, I feel a little rusty. I haven't been in a fight in about a year and a half. You know, let's go out there. So I was like, you know, I want to fight the baddest dude I know. And it was the term sketchy comes to mind, but when you're a skater, you kind of meet a lot of sketchy people. But you know, not really getting into names. Like there's this dude. He used, when we were 16 years old, he was kicking it, or no, 14 years old, he was kicking in people's front doors with a shotgun, fucking trying to get drug money because he was a dealer.
Well, you don't even need to say as
you know what I'm talking
skater.
About? I
you need to
yeah.
Well, I mean, in this county,
I have an idea.
Well, I mean, knowing me, like that's not my particular crowd. Like I've never done drugs, so like I don't know drug dealers from like fucking purchases. I know them from in passing from friends or family.
Or being with friends while they're doing that transaction.
Friends,
yeah. I have great friends. So I was like, you know, I want to fight this dude. And we worked together at the time up at, you know, the Mickey's. And so we were working the line together making fucking burgers all day. And I was like, yo, dude, do you want to fight me after work? And he's like, what? He's like, man, you're like my homeboy. I was like, no, I don't mean like that. I was like, I've just never really fought someone I was scared of. And you fucking terrify me because I know you kick in doors with a shotgun pointing at people's face while they sleeping. You know, and he's black, and that's why like I kind of slipped up and started saying they sleeping. So we made like these makeshift like fucking mouth guards out of like rubber gloves like from the assembly line, and like because I had braces at the time and I was really protecting my teeth.
It's super funny because if you're friends with this dude, he would never fight you unless you asked him to. He was a fucking cool dude, man.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I love the dude to this day. I wish I saw him more, but like, cause his life is completely different. He's got a kid and he's married.
Old Seaville boy.
Yeah, Big C. Anyways, so we go out to a park after work, and then we talk JBL, and Little Hitler, and a couple of our mutual friends, JT, and we had a stopwatch. Little Hitler had a stopwatch, and he's like, all right, go. And we didn't have any gloves on or anything like that, so we were just like bare knuckle boxing. And this dude had he's 6'5" or 6. I don't know if I'm exaggerating it, but
he got a reach like a motherfucker.
He's like tall. He actually was funny enough. He actually looked like Muhammad Ali.
Got a reach like a motherfucker. He's probably got 6 inches of reach on you too.
Honestly, if I was as close as
skinny fucking arms, man.
And yeah, so he's just straight punching me in the face, like, and I can't get anything, so I have to get closer. So I can only get body shots because he's also got an entire head on me too. Yeah, he's tall, and so he kind of whoops my ass, and like, I mean, I got some body shots in, but nothing that's going to be visible the next day when I clearly am going to have a black eye or a busted lip, and it was good because it didn't hurt me because my adrenaline was pumping, it didn't hurt me, and he was worried about me. Like, so I'm sitting on a park bench, sitting
on a park bench,
getting rid of these stars, and he asked Little Hitler, he goes, hey man, go check on Cub Scout. Is he all right? I got some good hits in there, and I wasn't holding back. And so Little Hitler comes up to me, he's like, hey man, you all right? And I think we had a video camera at the time. He had a recorder. There was some sort of tracking of what was going on. I don't know where the footage is. But he goes, you all right? And I was like, yeah man, can you go do me a favor? Can you go check on Big C's hands? Because I'm pretty sure I fucked his knuckles up. And but yeah, it was a good fight. It really did humble me. I was like, I gotta be careful about who I'm talking shit to.
Yeah, but for whatever extracurricular activities that dude might have taken part in, what a fucking sweetheart of a human being, man.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he was.
Definitely. And honestly,
that's a funny thing about the county we live in, because everyone, from me to probably Juicy.
Well, just looking at me, you think I'm gonna be some like badass, and I am, but I'm not.
Yeah, you run into all these people, but at the end of the day, they're fucking still human, and they, like, a lot of the people I run into are just doing what they fucking gotta do to make ends meet, or they're just bored, one or the other.
And honestly, and I don't knock on the dude because he was 14 years old taking care of his family because his dad walked out.
No shit, man.
So, like, he was working double shifts at 14 years old, working more than what an adult would work nowadays, and also like slinging on the side to make sure he was pulling in.
Still showing up at school.
That shit went right to his family, taking care of his
Still
siblings.
showing up at school.
Yeah,
and compared to anyone else in his socioeconomic class, or even if you want to bring race into it, super articulate.
And he's funny too. He's got an awesome personality. Yeah, I love Big C. And shouts out to you if you ever hear this, man. Like, that was a great day, and just you being a friend all through high school was it was good to know you always had my back. If there was ever something going down, I never had to worry about those punches hitting my face ever again.
Yeah. And to bring it back around to pet peeves, and this kind of ties in with niggas be fronting and shit. I can't stand it with mealy. I hate mealy mouth dudes. Cause you'll meet dudes that are either buff or big or think they're fucking badass, but I hate dudes that backpedal on shit they say. It's a huge pet peeve of mine.
To avoid confrontation?
Yeah.
Or to admit wrongness?
Either one, dude.
Yeah.
Say what you mean what you fucking say. If it turns out you're full of shit, so what? At the end of the day, so what? You're wrong, you're a better person for it.
Well,
that shit drives me bananas, dude.
Yeah, and it's funny you bring that up because I've actually had to backpedal and like put my shit in my mouth like one time that I can think of like really big, and I about put myself in a really actually a deathly situation. We were out at Howl at the Moon in Channelside out in Tampa.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the best nights of my life, like just fun wise. That is a great place to go for birthdays and just whatever. It was I want to say it was Meemaw and Peepaw's anniversary, and we went out there, had a great night. I was DD, so I wasn't drinking. And not even kidding, I was like, don't even like one beer in when I was DD at that time. And I get a text from this girl, not even my girlfriend, just some girl I'd been seeing, and tell me about that. She was up at the bar, her ex-boyfriend was there, and he punched her in the face. No, so needless to say, like I was livid, and not just the fact that I had to go defend this girl's honor. I'm not a knight in shining armor, per se. Never really had to be in that situation, but that's just you don't hit a girl.
The fact that a dude hit a girl is fucking enough.
And
that's a pet peeve for all males everywhere.
It should be.
It
It
should
should
be.
If it's not, you're a fucking coward.
yeah, seriously, like, I mean, as long as she's in the kitchen, leave her the fuck alone. She's minding her own goddamn business, making pot roast. So fucking, just leave her alone. Anyways, I get this call, so we go, and we're coming back from Tampa. I'm like, yo, I'll be there in 20 minutes. So I show up at the bar. She's already gone, of course. You know, she didn't want to be in that situation. I shoved this dude into his truck, and I go to swing on him, like just laying him, because I hit him in his truck, and he fell down. And I went to go jump on top of him and start hitting him. One of his friends grabbed me. Apparently, he's like, it was really good friends with somebody that owns or works at the bounces at the bar.
That's always good.
And that dude like scooped me up fucking super quick, because I wasn't even like hiding. I was trying to fight this dude. I drove up, slammed on my brakes, threw it in the park, ran out, started talking shit, running at this dude. And I went to go wail on him. I got picked up, swung around with this huge fucking bouncer, just holding me in like the full Nelson. And this other dude lifts up his shirt, and he's got a gun in the front of his pants. And he's like, hey, you better calm the fuck down, you know. And then no joke, everyone circled around us, and it wasn't even like a circle around like, oh, there's a fight. It was everyone had this dude's back. So this dude comes up to me, and you know, I thank him to this day, because he really handled that shit well, because I fucking attacked him. He gets in my face. He's like, you don't know the fucking story. And it comes out later that she actually was all upset about, you know, he broke up with her because they were engaged. She came up there stalking his ass, started kicking his truck, putting dents in his truck. And she tried to punch him.
I remember that.
He ducked. She fell and hit her face on a curb.
No shit.
And so she had a black eye from falling, kind of like bruise on her face, not really black eye, from falling on a curb. You know, and dude, I called this bitch and I had to chew her. I was like, you know, this fucking dude had a gun. I was like, I'm getting fucking harassed by bouncers. I'm shoving, you know, your ex-boyfriend around.
Oh, shit.
You know, we've only been dating, you know, so now I take everything with a grain of salt.
Gotcha.
You know, even to this day, like, if I don't ask a girl to be my girlfriend unless I'm super fucking serious about it, because that's the kind of person I'll be. You know, I'm very protective.
Yeah, but that's it on the most serious level. And I'm talking about just, you know, in...
I called a dude next day and I told him, I was like, hey, I asked for his number. He actually knew somebody I worked with at the time. So I asked him for a number, and I called him, and I started talking to him. He's like, hey, dude. He's like, no joke, you almost got fucked up. Like, really bad, fucked up. He's like, no joke, if I wouldn't have stopped my friends, they would have fucked your shit up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dude, I believe it, dude. I was just, you know, I was in the fucking zone, you know. I was speeding all the way coming back from Tampa. And I was like, I had nothing else to say to him except for thank you.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, man, hey, thanks for just being a bigger man than I could. Because, you know, tables were turned. He would have done the same thing, you know, if I...
Oh, yeah.
Any man would.
If I was that new guy in his ex-fiance's life who was like
Right.
hitting on her and stuff like that, he would have done the same thing.
Right.
So he understood that, and I'm gracious to this day that I didn't get fucking put in the hospital or shot or worse.
Well, you did. Well, in all retrospect, without knowing the, you know, post game or whatever you want to call it, aftermath of that, you did actually do the right thing. It's just you didn't know the full details.
Right.
But yeah, I was
going on.
willing to put myself out there for a person that I thought could be something and find out.
Right.
You know, and just to turn back into being that nice guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. When I put myself out there, it gets abused like that. Because someone knows I'm just going to go fuck this guy up because you're just upset because he doesn't want to be with you. You know, like, I'm just some fucking throwaway.
But, like, the whole mean what you say what you mean thing, it's passe. Like, the sense of pride in human beings is fucking gone. People will lie to get ahead. People will snitch and, you know, steal to get ahead. And
That's
it
silly,
fucking
bro.
makes me so mad.
It is. It's
You know,
No one wants to be themselves anymore. They want to be some weird preconceived notion of who they're supposed to be, and they will fuck people over to get there. They'll step on people to get there, and it drives me fucking bananas. They'll say one thing to one person, and then turn around in the same circle and say something to a different person to make them seem better in that light, and it drives me fucking nuts.
I can completely agree with that.
Do you find yourself, like, observing that position more with females or males?
It's both, but since we've gotten into high school, there's been this weird turning of the tables to where a lot of dudes are starting to act like bitches nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean bitches in a derogatory, maybe I did.
For the male population.
A lot of guys are starting to act like females in the way they gossip and the way they fucking lie.
Chatty.
Yeah, and the way they, you know, give you half-truths and shit, and it's fucking disgusting to me.
It is.
Because I've never been that kind of dude.
We're candid people, and that's why we started
Yeah.
doing this, because we gotta get
Everyone who knows me knows my disposition on fucking anything and knows they can ask me and I'll give them my outright opinion about it. And they know that if they don't like it, I don't care. But at the same time, I'm not going to fucking be mad at them if they have a different opinion. A lot of people will try to play fucking both sides of the fence. They'll sit on that fence post with the head of the fence post stuck up their ass and turn to which way, you know, is most convenient for them at the time. And it is fucking sick. It's fucking gross. People need to stop, you know, look at themselves in the mirror, have that humbling experience you talked about. You know, whether it's getting your fucking ass beat or, you know, just find out who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're post high school, you really should know who the fuck you are.
Absolutely.
And unless you go right into college, you live the college life, because you're still, that's the time where you're, I guess, like the most wild. And
it's an extension of you being a kid without mommy and daddy watching you.
That's true.
Well, it's experimenting, you know. You're in high school, you're taught to be follow certain fucking things.
But at the end of the day, by the time you're, you know, 23, 24, time to fucking grow up, pal.
Yeah.
At some point, yeah.
And I was like that too, and it.
What do you mean? You mean like you were like douchebaggy, or?
No, just ready to grow the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, like.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. You were ready to grow up.
Well, I was.
You're not a douchebag.
I could tell
I'm a total
by the
douchebag.
examples you gave. I could tell that's
I will
My
choose
pet
douchebag.
peeves are me not knowing who I am.
Well, honestly,
my pet peeves are me.
Like it took. All right, I will say I am 28. I've just been 28, not even a month. In the past decade, because I was 18 during high school.
Ooh, you're the old one in the group.
You
Yeah,
were.
I was. But the thing is,
His
it
mama
took-
What do you mean
back.
were? Still
In-
is.
in-
Nothing has changed.
His mama held him
We
back.
all keep the same fucking birthdays.
All right,
It
well,
wasn't were, it is.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Cocksucker.
Fuck y'all.
He's actually still in high
Happy
school
early
right now.
birthday.
That's what. Whenever he had mentioned he had problems with the ages of girls, and that's what it was.
Oh.
He's still in high school.
Like the old,
Shop rate.
what was that skateboard? Powell?
Oh, I love Powell.
Yeah.
Powell
Angel Boy.
Blanks?
Angel Boy.
Like him? Stay in high school forever? I'll use that skateboard even though it's his last name.
But
He was walking around there with a full beard.
You probably could have just called him by his nickname.
I don't know it.
It's his name plus O.
Oh yeah. That's overused.
Yeah.
If you got a nickname, don't name it after the most famous fucking dickhead in America.
What's funny is I actually knew him by that name before I even knew who that fucker was. Not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I didn't really start hanging out with him until my freshman year of high school, so I don't know like when it really came in.
I didn't either, and I think I knew it before.
oh,
I knew
I
Steve-O
got it.
before
Powell Blanks.
Steve-O,
yeah.
yeah.
It was funny about his brother. You know, we were talking about like having like a friendly competition between gentlemen. You know, getting
Jew
drunk.
or the middle child?
Middle child. We'll call him the bartender.
Bartender.
Yeah. I like how it's same brain.
Call him DUI Johnny.
Anyways, bartender, like, that dude is fucking retarded strong.
Oh yeah.
You would not believe, like,
Oh, yeah.
and at the time, even when at his like skinniest weight, that dude was fucking. He didn't show muscle. He was like UFC strong. Like he's
Yeah.
not necessarily ripped, but he has so much. And
He's like your fat dad when you're a kid. You look at your dad and he doesn't look like the fucking dude on TV. But I'll be goddamned if that motherfucker can't pick up some crazy shit or slam your ass quick as fuck. It's old man strength.
Well,
Somehow he got it at a young age.
Yeah, it really was. Probably even retard strength. So no, we used to we would get drunk, and the worst liquor possible to fucking go fight out in the yard in whiskey, like just belly full of Jack Daniels out there wrestling around. And me and bartender, I just got done wrestling with Plex, and Plex, he was pretty good to me. Like he was a lot
Plex-
bigger. He was 280,
Plex
and I
is
was like 190.
conscious of other people's shortcomings because he knows he's fucking badass.
Yeah, that's a fucking.
So he's
fact.
like
That
the
dude was a
master
goddamn
sensei who will spar with you,
But not fuck
knows
your
not
shit
to
up.
hurt you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, put you in your place and let you know, hey, you ain't got a fucking shot, pal.
Yeah,
I can tell. You can tell in his confidence. He spews that shit.
And he'll tell you, like, when
That's
we're
why I
talking-
wish I'd become better friends with him because I love that dude.
he's amazing.
I love the confidence he
He is.
spews. I love the aura that surrounds the dude. He's just the definition of real man.
That's the honest truth, and that's if I had to say pick two of your fucking most manly friends. I'd be like, Plex would be on the top, and you would be right underneath the dirtbag. Like, no joke.
I try, man, but at the same time,
I'm still kind of a girly man.
There's some things he says that in front of my wife I would never say. Like he's got that.
He just speaks his mind.
He's got that not new school real man, which I'm a new school real man. He's got that fucking 1950s fucking
steak and donut sandwich
God
with cigarettes
damn,
on it.
he's got that kind of real man vibe about him. I love it.
He's such an asshole.
He's got that real man vibe that if his son, I guarantee you, he's probably said this, clean your room or I'll do it for you. And if his kid doesn't do it, he throws away fucking everything.
I love his discipline structure with his son. His son is actually turning 11 this year, if not already.
Really?
Yeah.
And
wow.
he went out on an outing.
He's like our age too. He's not that much
Well,
older.
no, I just remember he was like, last time I heard he was like 4, and that was...
When I first met him, his kid was just born. Like, it was a baby.
And we took his son out on a little outing with us to Tampa, to a Renaissance festival. Without his dad there, without any...
Well-behaved.
Oh my God, the most well-behaved kid ever.
You know why? That kid has got some broad shoulders for an 11-year-old because his punishment is 100 push-ups. And then if he even takes 2 seconds to get down on the floor and start doing them, it's another 50. That kid is... So he's like, hey, push-ups now. And he's like, how many? He's like 150 now, you motherfucker. You know, and I say this, like, that's how I hear him say it, but he's really parental about it. He's super fucking cool. And
the kid is an awesome kid, and he's going to be a fucking beast.
That's the truth. That kid is growing up so fast.
He's going to be a beast of a man, thanks to his father.
A man!
Which, majority of y'all should take a note for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't say, and he's not the kind of guy who's like, hey, you know, I want you to be a fucking bully or a shithead at school. He's very, very disciplined.
Absolutely.
And he's
Flex would get mad if he did that.
Yeah, he's a defender. Like, he defends himself and he defends his friends. And the kid's been in trouble a few times at school, but not for anything he should have been in trouble for. You know, like, you know, don't fucking start something you can't finish. And that's really what he teaches his son. You know, like, don't let people get away with bullshit. And I love that about Plex and just his whole, like you said, the whole aura about that dude. Like, and he's been a very influential figure in my life. And every time I've been on a workout kick trying to get in shape and better myself, it's because of him.
And he fucking oozes fucking machismo, man. He's the fucking dude. He's the fucking alpha male.
That's
in the
true.
room.
He's the
If
fucking
he steps
alpha
into a
male.
room with a bunch of dudes he doesn't know, I guarantee you they're all looking at him.
Tail between the legs.
They're all looking at him and they'll give him the nod, or they'll. Same thing when I'm out in public, man. If I walk by some dude, they'll nod at me for no reason.
Funny
it's
enough,
like fucking.
I get that.
Those chicks that came to the party that one night, the girl I'm seeing and her roommate, she's like, they I think they had met Plex before, or no, they've had a good hour and a half head start to like really get to know who he was, and I kind of to them. I was like, so if he tells you to get in the kitchen, he's just joking. I was like, but it doesn't sound like he's joking, so don't really go in the kitchen because you don't need to be in there. I was like, where's the pool party?
Funny thing, when I got there, they were all just standing all the females were just standing in the kitchen.
She's like, there's only so
not
many
knowing
cakes
what
we
to
can
do.
bake.
One of them actually said, you know how I know how to tell time? And I said, no, how? And she said, because there's a clock on the stove. I was like, oh, he taught you quick as fuck, man.
She's like, hey, check out my feet. Do you know why they're so small?
She's a keeper.
And I was like, why? And she's like, so I can stand closer to the oven. She's like, did you know I never learned how to ski? I'm like, why? She goes, because there's no snow between the bedroom and kitchen.
Yeah, see, we arrived late, so everybody was just sitting chilling.
Well, hold on, wait, just to finish on that thought, Juicy, real quick. I hate to interrupt you, but
go ahead, man.
When Daryl showed up, the roommate of the girl I'm seeing, she said, hey, that fucking big dude without sleeves, that's a scary looking motherfucker. Like, if I was a dude, I wouldn't fuck with him for the world. Like, no joke. And I was like, oh. I was like, he's actually toned down a lot. She's like, no, he looks like he means fucking business with a big ass beard.
But see, the thing is, I do when I have to. Otherwise, I'm the sweetest dude you'll ever fucking meet.
It's very chill, yeah.
That's very true.
That's why we hang out like 5 times a week.
Used to, you know, man, I had shit going on in my life. I was an edgy dude.
Yeah.
I was a bit more on edge. Now I realize I know how big I am. That's all I need to know.
Yep.
At the end, I'll be the sweetest fucking dude in the room until I have to be the asshole.
You have to be the biggest
And
guy
it
in the
takes a
room.
lot to get me there now. Used to, it'd be one stupid little comment. Now, man.
Yeah, for a while, I was just kind of upset with how fucking inexpensive the dollar menu was. And I started putting on weight and realized people were looking at me like that. Like, I was the fucking dude in the room. And next to you and Plex, like, sometimes I kind of feel like I'm juicy. Like a fucking little scraggly dude.
But I don't feel like it though. Like the thing is like.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's here.
Fuck you.
Well, the
Well,
thing
no,
is,
no, no.
go ahead.
All right. I lived out in Inwood for 2 years, and apparently, if you have piercings and tattoos,
You're the bee's knees.
you're the bee's knees in the fucking ghetto. And there's where our house was. There was a house right across the road, and this is when I smoked. I haven't smoked in a year. A year will be in 2 weeks. I haven't smoked pot.
I wonder if like the way that little white kids look at like black dudes and think they're fucking scary. I wonder if regular black dudes look at like tatted up white dudes and think the same thing. Like have that same feeling. Like I don't want to fuck with him because he looks like he will like burn me in an oven.
No, I vouch for that because they were like, man, he's like, because at the time we were smoking, so I'm like, hey, what's going on? They need help on our car. And I was like, yeah, man, I can tune that up for you real quick, whatever. So they're like, man, first time I seen you, I just like, man, I don't want to fuck with that kid.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, my honest opinion about you, Juicy, is you've always been there, no matter like how the odds were turned against me or mutual friends. You've always been that dude that like knowing that if you might very well have a very good ass whooping like right ahead of you in the very near future, but you won't back down to it, and you're very scrappy, and I love that about you.
Well,
the little monkey.
Well, the main reason
jerking me off
with the football. Well,
fucking a football.
The main reason I haven't been in a fight since high school. I will rephrase that. 4 years ago, I have not been in a fight because I will black out in a fight.
Mainly because people punch you.
Well, they'll hit me.
I'm sorry, I'm being a dick. I was trying to add.
No, dude, I love it. No,
really douchey.
Dude, no, you're not douchey, dude, because I do black out. Hey, they get a good punch in.
No, you get black in. God damn it, I gotta stop.
But the thing is, though, that's why I don't fight. Like, I mean, you can reference.
There's if you know that you can make a fight happen and a point to be made, and that's it. It's squashed. Then might as well make it happen. But most fights don't just end with just one fight. It's gonna be that hostility towards it, and it's almost pointless nowadays to do it unless it's something like with the whole fucking board in your head with a staple on it. That came to a screeching halt. It got serious, and then it was funny at the same time.
But nowadays, if I get mad enough to fight, there's a fucking problem, dude, and I have a problem stopping. Red Moon Saloon, R.I.P. They closed down. It was a biker joint in Arbordale. I was hanging out there, and this fucker, I'll say his name. He's an old dude, Wayne fucking. Well, I won't say his name because I don't remember his fucking last name.
His last name was actually fucking.
He had this big name in Arbordale at the Speedway. He was one of the fucking car drivers there. He was probably late 40s, early 50s. Well, my buddy Bushwhacker owned the joint. And Wayne was out in his truck trying to leave. Too drunk to leave the fucking bar. He backed into 2 cars. So Bushwhacker's like, go get this fucker. Tell him we'll call him a cab. So I walked out and I was like, hey man. And I put his car in park. Which might have been shown as a sign of disrespect because I reached in his car and put it in park. I said, come inside, we'll call you a cab. Don't worry about your truck. We'll come get you or whatever when you're sober enough to drive the motherfucker home. He gets out and he's like, I'm old enough to be your daddy. How old are you? And I said, I immediately was pissed because I felt like I was trying to help the dude to not either kill himself or someone else. And I said, how old are you, motherfucker? And I immediately regretted saying that because I knew it was just perpetuating some kind of altercation that I should have never been in the first place because I was trying to help this fucking guy.
Right.
He pushed my face.
Smushed it.
And then as soon as he did that, I fucking went unconscious. Not in the sense that he pushed me hard and I fucking went unconscious. I blacked the fuck out like Juicy was talking about. And I took the fucker down. Next thing you know, I got 3 big motherfuckers pulling me up because I had my forearm on the dude's throat and his eyes were rolling in the back of his fucking head. Like I was so mad at this fucking dude. And it wasn't so much that he pushed my face. It was that I was trying to help the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then he disrespected the fuck out of me.
Because you go out of there out of the kindness of your heart.
Right. And I was told by the bar owner, who everyone knows, You know, it's like a biker community. Everyone knows fucking everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And this dude just thought he was big and fucking bad. You know who I am. I'm from Harvard Hills. I don't give a fuck, dude. That's what I told him. I'm just trying to help you out. Come to fucking side. We'll call you a cab. Whatever. I'll buy you a fucking beer. Doesn't fucking matter. And so it takes me a lot to get there. But once I do get there, fuck, man, you better have some people to drag me the fuck off.
Exactly.
Another story. It's the same situation. A kid really disrespected me at a bad time of my life. Dad just died. I was a fucked up human being. I was taking it out on myself more than anyone else. You know, drugs, alcohol, whatever. And this fucker pushed my buttons and then said something about my dad. And in retrospect, he didn't even know my dad was dead, but he had just talked shit. Mm-hmm. And I straddled this fucker and wailed on him. And it was getting gross. Where I was hitting him. And he was just defenseless at a certain point. And I could feel it in my own stomach hitting this fucker. Injured the dude pretty bad. He had to go to the hospital. Ended up calling my family. Some fucked up shit happened with medical bills and shit. And my mom had to pay it out of my dad's life insurance policy. For like 6 weeks, the inside of this dude's mouth, not the outside, the inside of it was fucking black and blue. And the dude he was drinking through a fucking straw. And that's the same way, man.
Well, dude, don't get too fucking big for your britches. Dude, know your limits.
Right.
Understand them.
But
and fucking be that person.
At the end of the day, now, I would just say, what the fuck ever, dude. You know, it is what it is. Bye. But then, dude, I was in a fucked up place. And it took 2 of my big friends to drag me off of that motherfucker. And I fucked that kid up, man. I feel bad about that shit. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. I was in a different place. I can justify it in some way. Whatever way my mind needs me to.
Well, it just depends on, you know, where exactly what you know, phrasing what you just said, where you are at in that place, that moment in time.
Yeah, the circumstances.
And I actually, what's funny enough is this exact same feeling is I touched on it in one of the daily thoughts with Cub Scout about like how a girl feels uncomfortable in office, like a guy feels uncomfortable in a bar. Like you got all those guys saying the same thing, like what motherfucker could I take if I had to take them?
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you walk in, you look around and you don't even spot for chicks. You look for fucking dudes that you might have to.
I used to feel that way.
Smash a beer mug.
But now I don't, man, because I'm that dude that everyone looks at. It's cool being the big dude, but it's also fucked up. Well, because a lot of the times the smaller dudes that you don't know, when the big dude walks in the room, the big dude with no sleeves and tattoos, they're sizing you up the whole fucking time. It's like, why, motherfucker? Trust me, come over here and talk to me. I'll buy you a beer. We'll be fucking best friends. But no, you walk through the door and people are fucking sizing your shit up.
I'm not one of those book by the cover kind of guys. Like, I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And that's probably one of my biggest flaws is, like, I'm way too trusting. Like, I can have a good time with anybody, any personality, because I'm pretty much
I think
butterfly.
that's a flaw in younger years, but I think getting to the age you're at now, I think it's actually a good thing, man.
Well, I mean, you know me. You know that's my personality. Right. Like, it could be anybody, and I'll go up and talk to them.
Benefit of the doubt, the older you get, I think it works out more in your favor. And it's something I had to strive to fucking learn.
To achieve.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, what's funny about that is, you know, go back into the whole, you know, just a whole fighting type scenario. I lost my fucking train of thought. I know, seriously. Oh, yeah. Actually, it's been a while since I've actually been to a show, like a rock show or metal show. Because honestly, I say rock because I want to try to make it general. But in all seriousness, like, when I go to a show, it's going to be metal or I'm going for a friend. You know, because it's their band playing or something like that, local music, you know.
Understandable.
And last time I went to a show was Still Remains. It was one of their last shows they played before they came out with that fucking emo album. It was really crazy.
I never heard it.
Yeah.
I never bought it.
I know what you're talking about.
But it was The Worst Is Yet to Come. I don't remember the name of that album, but you know.
The Worst.
No, that was on their debut album, bro.
Then I saw them on that tour.
That wasn't the emo album. That
No,
album
I mean the one. It was before
after.
they came out with the one after that, because they only had 2 albums, I think, before they broke up. It doesn't matter. but we were at a show, and it was me and my current roommate, Droopy Cock. And it's actually kind of one of the most badass highlights of my life. If you could, like, if I could have a video of my life at my wake,
like a highlight reel,
I want this to be there, but it wasn't filmed. It was just during one of their songs that, like, I think, honest to God, I think it was The Worst Is Yet to Come. You know, and I was like, I just wanted to watch the fucking
days are getting short.
Yeah, so it was a sing song, dude. It was a song to kind of groove to. You know, like, I can get the moshing, but there was one kid like circling a pit, and he was like a flat build, like Lucky Charms looking motherfucker. Like, he was like out of a fucking cereal box. It did not look like he belonged there.
The swag kid.
No, actually, he looked like he belonged there, but in a different type of crowd.
But mommy and daddy bought him all his clothes from Hot Topic.
But he had to be like 17. I don't know if it was an all ages show, but he had to be young. And I assumed he was 18 because it was actually 18 up. It was at the House of Blues in Orlando. Anyways, the kid's circling the pit, and he keeps like trying to pull people into the pit. You know, like, you know, and I get it. You know, I've been there where, like, you know, I want someone to mosh with. It's a good part of the song. And you know, but he grabs me by the shoulder and pulls me back a little bit, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I was facing the stage. And you know, I look back, so I turn around. I'm like, you know, what is this kid fucking doing? I watch him as he's going on. He's pulling on chicks, dudes, everyone, just trying to pull him into the pit. And so he comes around. I just lay this motherfucker out, dude. I hit him right square in the face, like, it almost with the hardest right cross I've ever thrown in my life. Like, fucking ankle twisting, power from the hips, like, just punched right in the face. And this kid's, his hat wasn't on all the way. So when I punched him, he hit the ground immediately, just fucking smack on his back. And I watched his hat just flip in the air like a goddamn cartoon. Not even joking. Pause. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Nah, we're just recording.
Drew Peacock.
What else can I do?
Hey, man, thanks again for putting those cards out for me.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Oh.
Love you, bravo.
Bye. So I lay this kid out, and he's like laying there, and I see like half the crowd, because everyone was annoyed with the same fucking thing. Like, you know, he's pulling on me, you know, but I'm not going to do anything about it. You know, it's a metal show. You know, how can you regulate that shit? So he's laying on the ground. He kind of gets up. His hat kind of falls on him and kind of rolls off. He gets up and just kind of goes off. And I see him talking to like a group of guys. I'm like, this shit's about to take off.
Yeah.
I was like, he's with an entire group of people, and they were all different builds. There was like, you know, builds from like, you know, grown men looking guys and back to me. So I instantly go and find Droopy Cock. I'm like, hey man, I just punched this kid. I just fucking punched this kid in the face, and he went and told on me. He fucking tattled to his friend. He was being an asshole, and I know that I'm in some you know, realm of the story, I'm the fucking bad guy. So, you know, I kind of was on my defenses for a little while, and then they weren't headlining. Some other band was headlining. I don't remember who it was, but so I kind of let my guard down after a little while. I was like, you know, they're not gonna do shit. You know, you know. So, and then I'm standing like kind of towards the bar area drinking, and I get kicked in the fucking nuts by this fat kid.
No shit.
Like, no joke. Like, this, it's not even like a big dude. It's just a fat kid. And he kicks me in the nuts, and like I'm kind of on the edge of the crowd. And he comes up to me. He was making it look like he was like, you know, slam dancing, but he kicks me in the nuts, and I fucking fall. You know, because I was not expecting that shit. And so I fall. This dude picks me up. This huge buff dude, like crazy buff. Like, looks like he goes to the gym like 24/7. He goes, go get him. And he throws me at this dude. So at this point, the kids, I sucker punched him. Not even gonna lie.
Fuck that
I fucking
kid.
sucker punched him. So
Dude,
he
what
was
do
like,
you
he was,
sucker
you got sucker
kicked.
I got
in the
sucker kicked
fucking
right in the
nuts.
fucking nuts. So I ran after him. I'm running through the pit, shoving people left and right, and then I get this kid. I punch him in the back of the head. He instantly drops to his face. I start slamming his face into the floor, the concrete floor of the House of Blues. This dude's fucked up, not even kidding. And at that time, the music is kind of like, you know, like you can tell the musicians are like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this dude's getting his face smashed in. I get ripped off by two kids who look like they're just more slam dancers, and I'm like, oh my god, really? By then, Droopy Cock comes running in and grabs this one dude, fucking picks him up in the air and just throws him into the crowd, starts wailing on this dude, like hit him in the fucking face and neck.
Hell yeah,
and so I'm stuck with this other dude, and he's skinny. I kind of catch that motherfucker with an uppercut, hit him. It was like one hit. I just hit him, and then I'm like looking around for like some other person trying to ambush me, and at that time we got picked up by the guards, like the security guards, and they have us in like a full Nelson.
Oh yeah.
I had this huge fucking black dude.
Oh yeah, I've been
like,
yoked up at the House of Blues before.
Dude, like there's this huge fucking black dude. Like that's what he gets paid to be goddamn huge.
Oh yeah.
and he has an afro, and he's like, hey man, I need you to calm down. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking chill. I'm chill. I was like, I didn't start it. And as I'm getting like, and so he let me go. So I'm like kind of walking out, and then there's this other dude pushing towards the crowd, and he has a girl in front of him. He's like kind of pushing through it, and he starts screaming in my face, and I'm still kind of red. I just told the dude I was cool, so he let me go because he was huge. He was fucking emasculating me. And so I push his girlfriend's face down and push her on the ground. I fucking punch this guy right in the mouth. Like dude, this dude is like out cold, just kind of falls back. Some people in the crowd catch him, and his girlfriend stands up. She chases me out, and at that point I'm back into full Nelson, being carried out. And it wasn't even like one of those things where it was like, hey, you gotta leave. It was like they were throwing my fucking ass out, like out, dude.
Yeah,
it was like into the fucking street. You know, Drew's like Drew Peacock's kind of coming behind me. And this girl's like, you son of a bitch. He thought you were badass. He was telling you how badass you were.
No
you
shit.
knocked my boyfriend out, you piece of shit.
No shit.
And I was like, I am so fucking sorry. And I told her, I was like, I am so sorry. I was like, you understand, I was getting attacked from all different directions. I got kicked in the nuts. I had people jumping on me. I was like, I was being attacked. So my survival instincts were kicking in at a metal show, to defend my own. I'm really sorry. This dude was like coming to the crowd quick. And I'm really sorry I pushed your face. I'm sorry I put you on the ground. I'm sorry I knocked your boyfriend out. I was like, thank you, for you just acknowledging that I was being badass, But in all honesty, I feel like shit now. I drove home in fucking silence. I was like, Drew Peacock was laughing the whole time.
And same thing happened with Buddha Christ and I at a Slayer show, except I was a dickhead. Because I was just on edge, and a dude spilled his water on me. And I had the dude straddled on the ground, and I was choking him. And I got yoked up, thrown out, and then they threw the dude out too. And I felt like such shit. And me and the dude, who I had almost choked unconscious, were sitting next to each other in the rain outside because we both had people on the inside that were riding with us home, complaining about how we got kicked out of the Slayer show. So we became like fucking pseudo friends after that. Even though I had both of my fucking bear paws around his neck, choking that motherfucker out.
It's so funny because like most people, if you just, Kevin Hart said it best. Like, he's got a fight move that most people will back down to. Just get loud with them real quick, like you're about to fucking do something, and most people will fucking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. There's no sense we can't be friends. Come on, give it a hug, give it a hug. And that happened to me at Ozfest 2007. And I was drunk, and I was sleep deprived.
Go fucking figure.
Yeah, and it was like mostly through the day. We got there at like 11 a.m. and we ended up leaving about maybe midnight, a little bit later. But it was probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm fucking exhausted from being in the pit all day. And we went there with a group of 5 guys, all on one fucking cramped Corolla.
Ugh.
And it was me, Little Hitler, Pyro. Fuck, I don't know what to call him, but. Little Hitler's friend, D-Money, I don't know what else to call him.
Gabe Ulster?
No, it was the big, I'm going to say his first
Oh,
name. It was Derek.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we all went out to the show. We were just fucking owning pits all night, dude. Like, because like we weren't hitting each other, we were just fucking people up, so we just stand in the middle, kind of circling. It was kind of badass. But, I knocked over this dude's beer, like, and it was a brand new fucking probably $32 beer that he got all over the fucking concrete. And I was just drunk enough to be like, he was like, hey man, you knocked over my beer. And I was like, hey, I'm really sorry about that, but
eat a dick.
I was like, we gotta squash that shit. You had your beer fucking sitting on the ground. I was like, no, seriously, I'm trying to get to my seats. I got seats for this shit. And he wanted to get loud about it, so I did the whole Kevin Hart thing. I was like, what are you gonna do, motherfucker? What are you gonna do? And he was like, hey man, no problem. And I even tried before he even got to that level. I was like, yo, I'll buy you a new beer. I was like, I'll go and buy you a new beer right now. I was like, my bad. That was my fuck up. You looked on the ground, I would say you're 20% negligent in this whole fucking story. But I had to get in his face and I didn't buy a beer, and it was just funny. Yeah, we really should close this out. But I have one more note that I made about a pet peeve, and this is something that makes me fucking cringe. It makes my stomach feel like it's gonna like regurgitate everything I've eaten today. Skin crawl. Girls, or just people, I don't really see dudes doing it, but girls with the fucking cardboard nail files. Oh my god, dude, I will gag and fucking puke.
Really?
Dude, and it's one of those things where it's like I hear a noise and I start feeling like fucking like unsettled. I'm like, what is that noise? And then when I know what it is it makes me fucking sick to my stomach. Like, I don't know why that noise. It's like nails on chalkboard or styrofoam squeaking together. It just hits my brain in a wave that I cannot process, and I have no other choice but to puke or like just knock this bitch over.
I get the feeling when I just want to knock the bitch over. I don't puke, but I just want to knock the bitch over.
I hate that fucking noise, dude. I hate it so much.
So yeah, we'll end it on that note of faggotry.
You got any takeaway, Juicy?
Any what?
Takeaway from the podcast tonight? What have you learned?
Today I learned.
I've learned not to be a nice guy and just...
No, that's your biggest mistake.
That's such a sad thing to say, man.
I know, it is, ain't it?
You know,
no, what you do is
be a nice guy to everyone except the one you're trying to stick your dick in.
Oh, I'm just...
Don't be a dickhead.
The thing is...
It depends on what your end game is. If you just want to get laid, asshole thing's the way to go. If you want something serious, play out the nice guy card until the girl fucking appreciates it.
If you want something serious, and change the pool that you're picking fucking bitches from.
That's true, man.
Exactly.
You can't be fucking banging like middle school girls or married women. You gotta have some sort. I don't know what kind of fucking lure you're using on your fishing rod, bro. But I don't know why it catches old married bitches or fucking.
It's this right here, and I'm circling my face. That's why I grew out my hair, and had the fucking, dime bag, goatee,
yeah.
And that.
You're like a fucking pirate.
I am a fucking pirate.
Arr.
Do you know how much I hate getting
Like
referenced
fucking just throwing through that screen door right now. Just not even fucking joking. Like, he's such a ninja advocate. Like, fuck pirates and all their fucking existence.
All right, here I'll end it on this. My biggest pet peeve.
Say that again.
My biggest pet peeve is getting reference to Johnny Depp. Fuck Johnny Depp.
So that's Johnny's takeaway from tonight.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Depp, it's not your turn anymore. Stop laughing. Dirtbag, you got any takeaway?
My takeaway is, regardless of what we say about people, we love you. If you're referenced in this in any way, chances are it's either out of love or out of some form of love. And don't take it too serious. Don't take yourself too serious.
Yeah, life is life.
Yep.
Have fun with it.
Yeah,
That's
YOLO.
No.
The end.
All right, this is Cub Scout. My takeaway is all honesty, the things that really hit me tonight is just to be real. Know your limits. Live your life. Have a good time with it. And if it's something menial, everyone's gonna have a menial annoyance, whether it be a roommate, relationship, whatever. Just fucking get over yourself. Also, really just don't be an asshole if you're looking for something better in your life. Like, good things come to those who wait. Good things happen to good people, and that's the fucking truth.
Absolutely.
And really just don't be an asshole unless you really just want some vagina. Then girls are dumb, and they will like that.
Yep. And at the end of the day, man, be yourself.
Yeah.
Be the person that you want everyone to talk about at your funeral.
That's exactly right.
Never fall asleep at the end of the day without being that person that you think you want to be. And don't ever stop striving for that.
And if you're upset about that day,
I'm good enough. Smart enough. You gotta start at people like me.
if you're upset about that day and don't feel like you've done enough, man, tomorrow will be there.
Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow is only one day away.
This is some really, hey, seriously,
Some
guys.
deep shit after talking about a Still Remains concert fight.
If you were still sitting there with a razor, I don't know how else we're gonna talk you out of it. So don't fucking do it.
Or do it if you're content in the way your life has gone so far.
Down the river, not across the street, bro.
I just said, hey, if you've done everything that you want people to talk about at your funeral, cut your fucking wrist, pal.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
There's
want
nothing else out there for you. You've done it all.
You've done it all.
Jump.
Do it. But I got my fucking $10 earbuds in that have the bullet fucking...
I wish you
would leave those to me in your will because mine are shit. I'll clean them with alcohol. This has been Bears in a Cave for August 13th, 2012.
Yeah, guys, have a very good week.
Rawr.
This is Juicy signing off.
Dirtbag.
Bear with us till next time. This is Cub Scout.
We love our audience.
Thanks, guys.
Peace, nigga.